Hi there, this is Therese Couture of ThereseSquared.com, and today I want to show you how to add Twitter testimonials to your website or your blog. And basically these testimonials will show up in your sidebar. So if you don't know already, Twitter testimonials are actually a very powerful method for social proof. It shows that people are saying nice things about your services, about your products, or about an experience that they had with you. And it's very important to show this social proof on your website because it basically validates and it shows that other people are getting a lot of value out of your products, your services, and basically your brand. So I'm going to show you two ways how to add the testimonials to your website. The first way is through the Twitter widget, and the second way I'm going to show you how to do this is through the RSS feed. And pretty much you can just choose whichever way is best for you, but I definitely recommend that you do add this somewhere on your site. So for those of you who may not know, in order to add testimonials, what you need to do is go ahead and find your favorite tweets. You know, tweets where people have said positive things about you and favorite them. And you simply do that by going to your home page and then clicking on your @mentions. And from there, you can simply decide which tweets you want to favorite by just scrolling over the specific user and then clicking on the star. And once you do that, those tweets will show up in your favorites. So if you go back to your profile, you can click on favorites, and these are all the tweets that I have favorited, and they can show up on my blog. So let's go over to the Twitter widgets, and that web address is twitter.com/widgets. And what you want to do from here is select my website and then the faves widget, because as you remember, we are adding our favorite tweets that are sent that were sent by other Twitter users to our website. Okay, so here we are in the Twitter widget section, and what you want to do is, as obviously I'm already logged into Twitter, so here I'm logged in. You want to make sure it's the correct username. Mine is Therese Squared, and then you want to choose a title. So you can name this whatever you want. For, let's just say, I'll say what folks are saying about Therese on Twitter. So, and I'll remove the caption, but it's up to you, whatever you want to say, in that section. And then go to preferences and make sure that these are the preferences. You can choose the amount of tweets. You can choose whether you want this scroll bar at the top to be there or not. Yes, so whether you want the avatars to show, which are the pictures, whether you want timestamps, and whether you want hashtags to show. The only thing I would recommend is probably removing the time, so just not showing the timestamp. And even though it doesn't show up on here, it is actually going to show up on the website with the timestamp removed. And you can simply click on test settings and you'll see the timestamp is gone there. And then you want to customize your colors based on your website's brand. So let's just choose colors that are closer to my website. Okay, that's fine. And then the dimensions. You want to choose what your width is and your height. What I like to do is just click on auto width. That basically means it automatically resizes to the width of your sidebar, and then you can choose the height, whatever height you want. If you want bigger than this or smaller than this, let's make it a little bit bigger, twice as big actually. And then you want to click on finish and grab code. And this is the code you're going to use on your website in your sidebar. So what you want to do from here is simply copy this code and then head over to your website and go over to the widget section right here. And then what you want to do is grab a text box and then paste the code inside the text box. And if you want, you can put a title. I'm just not going to put a title just because we titled it already. And then click on save, close. And if we go back to my website, we should see that it's there. Yeah, so here it is. So what folks are saying about Therese on Twitter. So here it is, right here, and people can see what people are saying about me on Twitter, all the positive feedback. So that's way number one, is by using the Twitter widget. Way number two is through the RSS feed. And what you want to do is simply log into your Twitter and then type in HTTP. I don't think you need the S. Let's just double check real quick. I think it shows up. Okay, yes. Okay. So basically HTTP twitter.com/favorites/your username.rss. So as you can see, these are all the favorites that I have. And what you want to do is copy this address. If you are using Safari, the word feed comes in front of it, so you don't want to grab feed. You just want HTTP, twitter.com, etc. And then you want to go back to your website, your dashboard, and back to the widget section. And from here, what you want to do is simply pull the RSS widget. And this is now default with the new version of WordPress. So you should definitely have this. And you just pull it over to your sidebar and then you type in the URL. Let me just write HTTP just to make sure it will work. And you can give it a name if you want. Let's just say Twitter Testimonials, and then how many items I want to display. So I'll just leave it at 10 and click on save. Let me just make sure I did that correctly. Okay, so let's head back over to the website. Here is the original one that we put up there, and here is the RSS feed. So that's all there is to it. So what's the difference about the RSS versus the Twitter widget? Pretty much there are a couple of minor differences that I want you to be aware of. So when someone is looking at your Twitter widget, number one, as you can see, it has these avatars, and the RSS feed, of course, doesn't have that. So if it's important to you that you show people's images, then you may want to go with the Twitter widget. Also, um, when people can go ahead and click on individual names, Twitter IDs on here, and hashtags and etc. So you may, and when someone, let's say I click on this person, on Sarah, and it basically opens this pop-up, and then I can go ahead and view her full profile if I want to. So, but it only opens a pop-up, and then I'd have to click another button in order to uh, view her profile. In terms of the Twitter RSS testimonial feed, when you click on it, it actually opens up a whole new screen. Like it opens up a whole new screen. So you leave your website, and here is Jessica, who's saying that she finished one of my series and it really uplifted her. So what's nice is that it shows it really big and someone can see that, but what's not nice is that the person actually leaves your website and they have to click the back button. So that's what I particularly don't really like about the RSS feed. And the other thing is that the RSS feed, as you can see, it's all one color. This may be good and bad because since it's all one color, it stands out, but it also doesn't stick. It's not something that their eyes going to go to immediately, whereas I think with this, with the pictures and the text is in one color, the links is in another color, and of course you can change that. If you want everything the same color in terms of the text and the links, you can just choose the same color. But the way that I have it set up, it's people are more likely to click on things. So maybe a good option is actually just making this all one color. So it's really up to you which one you decide to use for your website, and then you can literally remove your Twitter feed if you have it on your website and just have your testimonials, because that is a more powerful way to show that people care about what you're doing on Twitter. And so that's it for that. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, and also please be sure to share it over your social networks, and come on over to TherezSquared.com and sign up for the Oh So Juicy newsletter that shows you how to expand your online presence by getting naked with your business. And it's not that type of naked, but it's a really good type of naked. If you're joining us inside that newsletter, it's every week and it's free. So just head on over to TherezSquared.com and get all the goodies. All right, so I will talk to you next time. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think about the video. Thanks so much. Bye.